Hello and welcome to another episode of BCU Live. I am your host, Adam KN6QGV, filling in for Dan N0REY. On tonight's episode of BCU Live, we are going to discuss static and dynamic talk groups, adding additional controls to your Pi-Star dashboards using your Brandmeister API key, and configuring your Anytone radios for Talker alias. Before we begin, let's take a moment and let's welcome everyone. We got Ken, WQ9V from Brownsville, Texas. Welcome. We got Dan, KF0JSJ from Kansas City area. Welcome. We got Kevin, KI5VEK from San Antonio. Welcome. We got Timothy, KE8ORX from Dayton, Ohio. Welcome. Got Greg Blank from KJ6CSE from Thousand Oaks, California. Welcome, right here in my hometown, in Lake Balboa, not too far from you. We got W1BAW from Rhode Island. Welcome. We got ON7UO from Belgium. Welcome, Dirk. It's nice to see people here from over there, in Europe and everything. It's nice to see you. We got Ian, KC1HXO. Welcome. Good evening, Pamela, N1ZKH. Joe, AE5EI. Welcome. Good evening from Bobby in Long Island. Good evening. We got Derek, KQ4ALK. Good evening from Georgia. Just passed your general and extra this past Saturday. Congratulations. Mark, we got KG4GVJ. Welcome. Stefan from South Florida. Welcome. Good evening from Sweeney, Texas. We got Lenny, KY5JEL. Welcome. We got Glenn from Pearl River, Louisiana, KG5CEN. Welcome. Roy, good evening. KA8BYU. Was that Germany, DE? Comment back so we know. Good evening. Nope. Good evening, Derek. David, sorry. N8POT from West Virginia. Roy. There you go. Is that the one? Yeah. I think it was West New York. Okay. Bob Nelson. We got AD0XE from Aurora, Colorado. Welcome. We got a lot of people here. We got 122 people checking in. Kathy, we got KB9NRX from Illinois. Welcome, Kathy. Chris from British Columbia, VE7UTV. Welcome. Tim, good evening from Vermont. KA1 ZQX. Sorry, you flipped that on me real quick. We got Robert, KC1RWV from New Hampshire. We got K6AJT from Burbank. That's right here next to me as well. Welcome. It's good to see people locally connected. We got Richard from South Carolina, KA3JCA, Simpsonville. We got Royce, KI5RYF from Texas. It's good to see you, Royce. Stevie Boy, KF0HSC is here. Good evening. We got Richard, WB9CWH. Good evening from Florida. Patrick, KN6QGV from South Carolina. We got Chris, KN6UAX. Welcome. It says Appalachian Tracker, AE4PH from Virginia. Welcome. We got Dick, W6VS from Fremont, California. Welcome, Dick. It's nice to see you here. Todd, KE8WAR. Welcome. Daniel, KJ7RUH from Carson City, Nevada. That's our backyard right here. Nevada's right here in our backyard. Welcome. We got David, K7DLD from Southern Utah. Welcome. Wow, we're up to 160 people already. Let's go. We got John from Denver, W7JPJ. Welcome. We got Lance, KK8BIT from Ohio here. Welcome. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone. It's nice to see everyone here. 164 people so far and counting. So it's great that we have a lot of people here. We're actually, before we begin, just want to let you guys know we got Josh's July SMS giveaway right now. You can win yourself a 878 UV2 Plus. So make sure you guys, all you have to do is enter with your SMS, opt in, and you'll get a bunch of text messages with codes. Put those in, more entries, and that's it. That's all you got to do. It's very simple. So if you guys want one of these 878 UV2 Pluses, make sure you enter that giveaway. It's going until the end of the month. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive in here. And we're going to start with talk groups. Talk groups are essentially chat rooms with a DMR ID associated with them, better known as a talk group ID. Each unique network has its own unique ID. So if you go to TGIF and you go to Brandmeister, you'll notice that they won't have the same ID numbers usually between the two networks. This is by design of the network engineers and architects. So they are the ones who create the IDs. Most of these IDs that everyone knows, though, are for the Brandmeister network. Some networks do utilize bridges between the different networks, and they will use the same talk group IDs. But if you are using a different network, make sure you associate the proper IDs with the proper channels. That is one thing I have messed up on a couple times, and I know other people out there probably have done it again themselves. Why isn't this working? They realize I got the wrong talk group in here. So make sure you guys do put those talk groups in there properly when you're on switching networks or using different talk groups for different networks. Now, just so everyone is aware, there are two different types of talk groups that are out there that you can associate with a repeater or a hotspot. These are static and dynamic talk groups. A static talk group is a talk group that is permanently active. And we're going to go through and I'm going to show you all this here in a minute. So this will be permanently active on a particular time slot, whether it be time slot 1 or time slot 2. Usually on most hotspots, it's going to be time slot 2. If you have repeaters out there, some people do put them on time slot 1, but they are available on both. So whichever assignment they have will pass the traffic over the network to the over the assigned time slot to your radio. Dynamic talk groups, on the other hand, are temporarily activated by using the push to talk on your radio. So that means when you push this button right here, that's going to activate the talk group. Now, note, not all repeaters have all talk groups available. I have helped a lot of people out there, and even myself, I go, why is this not working? Why can't I get on this? Why is this talk group not working? It's because the talk group is not actually associated with that repeater at that moment. So that means that the people who own the repeater did not want that channel to be available. So don't think just because that's not working, oh, the talk groups are broken, I'm not connected, I programmed it wrong. just double check your talk groups because not all talk groups are available. Now, when these talk groups are activated, the dynamic ones that are available, you will only have them available for a certain period of time. So say you're active on them and after about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe usually, sometimes even 10 minutes, it'll drop out. So some have them set for inactivity. Some of them set them directly for only 10 minutes because they want to be able to allow other people to go on there and they don't want long-winded conversations on their repeaters. So make sure you guys keep this in mind when you're doing that. And also make sure you verify the disconnect code for the network you're on. A lot of times it is 4,000, but not all networks are the same. So make sure you guys also do double check that. Now, what I'm going to do is we are going to switch over to my screen here. And I'm going to show you through the Brandmeister portal how we're going to manage. First, we're going to log in. We're going to come over to our devices. Now, whether this is a repeater, there's a repeater, or a hotspot, it's the same type of configuration that we're going to be doing. So what we do is we come down here, and we got our static talk groups that we have, as you guys can see, 3100. Now, this is the talk group that we are using tonight, possibly if we do check-ins later on. This will be the talk group we are using, the 319-1329. But as you can see here, California has a 10-minute limit. I apologize, I can't really show that a little better, but it says 10-minute limit right here. Now, in your portal here, we also have some of these other buttons. Get IP, this will get the IP of your hotspot. Drop call, this will drop the active communication on there. So a lot of those times when you can't hit that disconnect, this is great, can drop that. Now, if you have a couple keyed up talk groups and you didn't do a disconnect, you could do drop dynamic groups. And what that'll do is that'll drop every single dynamic talk group that has been activated, whether the timer's done or not, it'll drop it. So now, as you can see, we have time slot 1 and the same for time slot 2. This last one here, reset connection, is actually going to reset the connection between Brandmeister and your hotspot. Now, to add a static talk group here, you can just come here and we'll add 91. And as you can see, now we got worldwide added to our time slot 2. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to come back over here now and look in our admin configuration. And you'll notice in this first area, 91, 3100, 3106. These are all on time slot 2. Oops. And then right here, 319, 1329 is on time slot 1. Come back to Brandmeister, it's the exact same. Excuse me, I need a sip of water. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to integrate Brandmeister API into our actual portal here. So I know it's a little difficult to see. Oh, actually, it comes out perfect fine here. We're going to click on our name up here, and we're going to go on our profile settings. And then what we're going to do is you see API keys right here. We're going to click on these. And now we're just going to click on add. And for this, I'll just give it a name. I'll just do hotspot. Now this is two things you see here. One, it's giving me this API key right here. It's also giving me the ability to scan it with a QR code. For right now, we're going to actually just leave that open, and we can click copy here. We're going to come back over here. We're going to go to our configuration again. We're going to come over to expert. And then right here on the second line, we have BM API. Now, before I continue, guys, I do want to say one thing. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys like and subscribe. That's number one. Number two, you enter tonight's giveaway. If you haven't done so already, tonight's giveaway, we are giving away one of these 878 UV2 pluses. And we are also giving away a 1-year subscription to our BridgeCom Plus community. So make sure you guys fill out those forms and get your entries in, because in about 15 minutes here, maybe 20 minutes, we are going to draw that winner. So make sure you guys get that in, because in about 15 minutes, that is going to lock out. It's going to be done. The timer is going to be over, and then I'm going to be able to draw that winner later. So we will draw that winner at the end of the show. You do have to be present to win. But if you haven't done so already, I'm going to take a quick break real quick so you guys can go sign up for that real quick and come on back. We want to make sure you guys get that your entries in. All right. So when we come back here, we're actually going to click on the full edit line, and we're going to go to BM API. Let me get the mouse over there. There we go. Now I have a different key in, because this is the key that I have from before. But what you'll do is you'll just paste your key into here. It'll look something like mine. And you're going to click Apply Changes. Once you hit Apply Changes, we can come back over here and click OK. Now, the reason we had this open is for two reasons. One, say the first time we click copy, it didn't copy it. We can copy it again and go paste it in there. Another one is say it didn't copy everything, or something got messed up. You can always come back, copy it. But once we hit OK here, done, gone. Can't access that anymore. All I can do is revoke it. I can't access that key ever again. It's for security purposes, so no one can hack it or use anything else. So I just want to make sure that everyone's clear on that. And then once you click Apply over here on this side, and we go back to our admin page, you guys will notice this whole Brandmeister Manager section up here. Now, just like I showed you on the Brandmeister page, where we were here under My Devices, and we were controlling everything right here. Now, we can control everything right here. So say I want to add 93, and time slot 2, modify. There we go. Talk group 93 was added. Now you can see it right here, talk group 93. Say I want to remove 91. I'm going to go click delete right here. Modify. It says 91 was removed. Let it refresh the list. And there you go. 91 is no longer in that list. Now, there are two other ones here, just like we were on the Brandmeister page here. Just like we have these drop dynamic and drop call. We have those as well here on our Brandmeister, in our PyStar portal. So you can see right here, we have drop QSO. This will drop the active conversation. Drop all dynamic will drop all the dynamic talk groups. Now you can see what dynamic talk groups you have keyed up right here. As you can see, I have none right now. But if there was a talk group that was dynamic that was keyed up there, you'd see all of them right there that were keyed up. So these are two. This is actually a very nice feature, so you don't actually have to go back to the Brandmeister page every time you want to alter something or add something, remove something. This is a very nice feature, you know, to allow for that modification. All right. Now we have our Ham Shack giveaway going on this month. We are giving away, the winner is going to get Ham Shack Pack 2. Wow. One of the best bundles in DMR. This pack actually includes our 878 UV2 Plus, a 578 UV3 Plus, a Skybridge Plus, and tons of accessories to spice up your amateur radio experience. As you guys can see in the picture here, there's a battery eliminator, you got the speaker mic, you got the acoustic ear tube, you got the leather case, an extra battery, the car charger, and the Duracom power supply right there. So again, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you guys go over to our website and enter that giveaway. That's going on until the end of the month. All right, we are going to switch gears a little bit. What we are going to do is we are actually going to switch over to our CPS now. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to enable Talker Alias. For those of you who don't know, Talker Alias is the ability to grab a talker's call sign and available information from over the air. It's actually quite simple to set up, and I'm going to actually walk you through setting it up here. It's actually two simple settings. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive right in. Okay, so the first setting is actually going to be in our optional settings. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on optional settings. And then display. And right here, call display mode. You guys can see that. Mine says call sign base. It may say turn off talker alias, or it says name base. I prefer seeing the person's call sign, so that is why I have it on call sign base, but you can select whatever your preference is. Just make sure it's either call sign or name base, because if it's no talker alias, you won't get that. So that's setting one. Now the other one is we just come down here in digital, go talker alias settings, and as you can see, it's off by default. What we're going to do is we're actually going to change this to air alias. And what this is going to do is this is going to grab the talker alias from over the air. This will allow you to, if you don't have room for all the contacts, you don't update your contacts a lot, say you're on the road and you're not near a computer. These are going to be great little tips and tricks to use, because at that point what you're going to do is you enable this and it will come through and you will see it says talker alias, and it'll put the call sign and their DMR ID, so you can actually pull out and see who's actually talking. Because sometimes you can't make it out, or they say it too quickly, or it broke up from a bad signal and you want to see who is saying it so you can call them back. This is a great feature for you. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already done so, enable this in your radio. I do it with mine. And when I see those start to get, oh, talker alias, I know it's time for me to update my radio's contact list. So if you do have a contact list in your radio, it will use that as a priority. However, if you do not have that contact in your radio and it has that information available over the air, it will grab it with the talker alias. Alrighty. Now, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And as we got a few minutes left, we're at about 6 minutes left, 5-6 minutes. Make sure you guys enter that giveaway. We are giving away one of these 878s today, as well as a 1-year subscription to our Bridgecom Plus community. If you guys also haven't done so, make sure you guys go and sign up for our BridgeCom Plus community. We have exclusive giveaways every week. We have discounts. We have a nice Discord community where people talk. We also talk, a lot of people help each other on Facebook as well. So we got a lot of things going on, and we have 3 tiers available. So if you want to go and try it out, we got a monthly membership for $14.99. If you guys really love it and you want that annual membership, we got it for $150. And if you absolutely love us, can't live without the BridgeCom Plus, like a handful of our members, make sure you get that lifetime subscription for $750. Join today, guys, because that is your ticket to winning one of these 878 UV2 Plus radios. All right. So what we're going to do is we're actually, for a minute here, we're going to open up the floor to some questions and answers. So if you guys had some questions about what I just showed you and all of that, please send them in. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Or if you have any other questions. Does BridgeCom have a talk group on Brandmeister? Not yet. We are working on it, but as of right now, we do not. We are getting one on TGIF, but as of right now, the one on Brandmeister is a little bit held up. So we are working on it, but we haven't been able to get it yet. Oh, the data format. That's UTF-8. ISO-8 is just pretty much UTF-8. You're going to leave that on that. That covers almost every single region in the country, in the world. So even with those special characters and different ISO rate, from ASCII that we're normally used to, will come through on your radio. So you'll see the little hyphens and things above the characters and all of that. Will the CPS for the 878 UV first gen ever be updated to allow mouse wheel to scroll up and down? You talking about this middle button right here? If so, make sure that you don't actually hear. I'll go to my screen right now and I'll show you one of the reasons that will actually get blocked out. Now, if you come to zones, let me go up. There's this zone high. Make sure yours aren't checked. If you have that checked and you push up and down, it will do nothing on those things. So that might be what you're asking about the scroll up and down. But if not, then if you could please verify or clarify, I should say, a little bit, and we'll maybe get you a better answer. Is there a way to set up an old ham friend in PyStar that has a DMR ID? Not sure about that, but you might be able to. I'm not okay. Let me rephrase this. There are ways to do it. I'm just not sure on the method right now. If you'd like. Pretty much here. Actually, let's do this. Since I'm not at my desk and I don't have all my resources, if you actually want, you can call us on our tech support line and we can actually provide you with that information. One of our techs will be more than happy to get you that information. And I'll make sure that they all have them. So if you call us in tomorrow, we can get you that information. And again, for anyone else that has any tech support needs, with anything DMR radios, any of this, call us at 636-264-8325. Once again, that is 636-264-8325. And that is our tech line over here at BridgeCom Systems. If a repeater doesn't support any talk groups, can you use it like an analog repeater? Again, it all depends on how they have it set up. Some talk groups, they might already have like one for local, or they might rechange some of the talk groups to bridge into some of these other networks. if you don't see any talk groups available, two options are available at that point. One, probably all talk groups are available, or two, they just haven't posted it and you need to contact the repeaters for the repeater owner for the information. How important is it updating the firmware if things working smoothly as it is? Realistically, a lot of times with the firmwares, it's when you have, I like to do it. It's not 100% necessary. If your radio is working, you don't necessarily need to. However, if you don't update your firmware, then you are going to be missing out on some of the new features, some of the radio updates, like menus. So if you are following our video right now and you haven't updated your radio, some of our videos might look different. They might go, why can't I see that there? And it's because they moved it. So again, if things are working smoothly for you, not necessary. I know that people that haven't updated their radio in 10 versions. So I personally would recommend updating it, but it's not necessary 100%. If you set your SkyBridge Plus to public and private, and you want get a warning you have a DMR, okay. So let me see. You're talking. Okay, I need to. Where's my mouse? Okay, see how mine's set to public? I don't have a DMR access list. This right here allows me to communicate over my hotspot. It allows my coworkers to communicate over my hotspot, and it allows me also to communicate over my hotspot with my other DMR ID. I have two IDs. That second DMR ID we are using for the talk group that we talk on is my second DMR ID. So those are different things. And if you're the only one using your hotspot, you can just set it to private. If you have a small group you want, you can create a DMR list, kind of like the radio ID list that they get from the user ID list they get from radio ID. And you just put in the DMR IDs you want and access that file. You have to make sure you upload it to your device, and then it can access it. Is there a talk group similar to Disconnect 4000 that will tell you what repeater you're connected to? Not too sure about that one. That would be more of a let's see, how do you say this? That would be on the server, back-end server end of whatever network you're on. And if it's a private network, possibly. If it's a public network, like the Brandmeister, they don't really do that kind of things. It'll be almost like a parrot, but it's a separate application, and that really hasn't been an application created. Maybe here in the future we'll have someone, watching the show go, hey, that's something I can create. And next thing we know, we'll have it. So you never know. Could be something here in the future. But as of right yet, no, it's not something that's created. Is the 578 firmware still in testing? You know what? Let's check our site. Pending still, yep. So it's still in testing, but hopefully we'll have that up to you guys out here soon. I think it was just a few bugs and we're waiting on the final back from them. That's where we're at. We're waiting on the final. So it should be here shortly. When traveling with an 878 UV2 Plus and a SkyBridge through the phone Wi-Fi, is there a way to boost your signal to reach the hotspot in the distance? When your phone loses internet, that's pretty much the only way, because you need to use the internet through that. Now, I do know Spectrum Cox Communications, that group, they do have internet relays and Wi-Fi relays around. Not necessarily where it might not necessarily be on the roads that you're traveling, but that is another option. But if you lose internet, you lose DMR. It requires the internet to get through. So if you don't have that when you're traveling, then it's going to cut out. I am all new to all this, so be gentle. It's my first time. I have an Anytone 868. I noticed my Baofeng antenna fits my Anytone, but it wasn't getting a signal. The antennas are interchangeable. It could be that the antenna has something wrong with it specifically. Have you tried another antenna to see if that antenna has connection? That might be one way to test it first. If not, then it could be a transmission issue with your radio. We do have a couple things we could test and do with you as well if you need. You can call us on our tech support line and we can help you with that tomorrow. Again, for any of you guys out there who need it, this is our tech support line, 636-264-8325. Once again, that is 636-264-8325. And our techs will be available to help you. We are here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And sometimes we even answer on the weekends. Sometimes. Can you use your internet on the car? Yes, if your car has internet, 4G, 5G, built in with a Wi-Fi network, yes, you can connect your hotspot to the internet in your car, and that will work. So that is a one way to do it. I do that in my car with my hotspot. If you guys are going to be using your hotspot in your car, let me show you guys one thing to do. Let me get my mouse. Oops, wrong one. What we're going to do is we're going to come up to Expert here, and we're going to go to Pi-Star Remote. Okay, there's three things you need to do in this file. Enable equals true. Put in your call sign, and then come down to DMR and remove the pound sign. Oops, that sits here in front of shutdown. Once we remove that, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down and click apply. What this does is when you actually initiate a private call to your to 999-9996, this number right here, it will actually shut down your hotspot. So about 30 seconds it takes, 30 seconds a minute, and it shuts it down. So if you're in your car, you're traveling, and you're about to turn off your car, you want to shut down your hotspot, you don't have to go try and fumble through your phone. Oh, I need to connect. I need to try and, do a million things, or let me just unplug it. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it would be just send this over the thing. You'll see on the thing, it'll say, it's shut down or it shuts down, you'll notice. And then just unplug it after about 30 seconds. You'll see that it stops activity. And that's all you need to do. So that is the safe way to shut down your your hotspot when you are on the go. All righty. Do we have any more questions? When programming the 878, is it best practice to create a channel copy per talk group for a local repeater, or set up one channel? See, now there are two ways to do it. Both ways are correct. I'm not going to say one way is correct over the other. A lot of people prefer creating a separate channel per talk group, so it's easier and they could just switch the channel easily. The reason being is that when you have your radio on, just turning on my radio here. When you have your radio on and you're sitting here and you're on a channel, it kind of gets a little annoying. Hold on, I'm going to meet you on TAC 310, let's just say. Okay. Then I got to push my list button and go down through this list, trying to, now obviously they're right here at the top here, but I got to try and go through the list to find the channel that I said I'm going to meet you on. Now, when you have 1,700 talk groups in your radio, that could be really annoying. So doing it either way works, but a lot of people prefer creating per channel and creating a bunch of channels. So all they got to do is turn the knob rather than actually fumbling through the list. Now, if you guys don't know, tomorrow at 7 p.m., we are doing an Ask Me Anything. So if we do not answer any of your questions tonight or we don't get to it, and you guys still have questions, or if you have questions about anything, please come in tomorrow, watch our show. And if you haven't done already, like and subscribe down below. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys would like to see. You know, we're trying to create these things for you guys, and we want to do it. But if you guys have questions, you need help with anything, you're trying this stuff out tonight, tomorrow you're like, oh, it's not working. Come join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'll be more than happy to answer your guys' questions. I love doing this. It's my job. You know, I do this all day long, and then I come here at night to help you guys on Wednesday and Thursdays learn more. So, you know, I'm learning just with you. I teach you guys a whole bunch of stuff and all of that. So we're going to go into one more question here. What is the nominal TX-RX range of a sky bridge in a 2-story residential neighborhood, not line of sight? Well, it depends. You can actually, I could get 3-4 houses down the road before my thing cuts out sometimes. It depends on where you have it set up in your house. If it's centrally located, you can get a pretty good signal out of it. You don't need to go much more than low, medium at highest if you want to get a little bit more range out of your radio. But again, it is only like a 0.5 milliwatt or 10 milliwatts or something. It's very low power, so you're not going to get a very far distance out of it. But it is great for around an RV. It's great for around the house. It's great for around the office. You know, if you're doing things, you should get a pretty good signal. Now, if you got a lot of marble and other things in your house that might start to, you know, interfere with it, you got, you know, old electrical that might interfere a little bit with it. But for the most part, it covers a pretty good distance. You know, I could say maybe I've gotten, like I said, 2-3 houses down easily before it cuts out, and I'll just be like, wait, oh, I'm not on the repeater. I'm on my hotspot, and it messes with me every time. Now, if you did want to put on like one of these whip antennas, you could do that. It's not going to give you much better. It's going to give you a little bit better, but because it's still low power, you're not going to get much more out of it. But that is a great question, Steve. I do really appreciate that. That was a great question. All righty. So what we're going to do is if you guys would like, we're going to run this giveaway. All right. Now, for everyone that has entered, thank you. We do appreciate it. 56 people. Wow, we got 56 people. So this is a good time for people. You know, you guys got a good chance to win. All right, we got our first winner here, Richard Brandon. I hope I said your last name right. KA3JAC. Richard KA3JAC from Greensville, South Carolina. Are you here? I'm going to give him a few minutes here. Richard Brannon, KA3JCA. Hey, there he is. Richard, welcome. Congratulations. You are actually our winner of the 878 UV2 Plus. Congratulations. So if you call us up tomorrow, we'll make sure we get you taken care of. Alrighty. So let's see. Now we got sorry, system's taking a minute. Here we go. It's taking a minute to load. I guess it's calculating all of the people who entered. But Richard, congratulations. We'll make sure you get taken care of, and our guys will call in. Call up our guys tomorrow, and we'll get you all your things taken care of. All right. We got our BCU winner. Okay, we had a lot of people live. Wow, okay. For BC Plus is the winner who's going to win this. Let's see. And the winners are, well, the winner is, sorry guys, this is my first time using this app with all this. Edwin Alvarez, KN6UNE. Edward Alvarez, KN6UNE from San Francisco, California. Are you here? Edwin Alvarez. Now, we did have a lot of people in this giveaway. So we had 78 in this one. Now, it seems like almost every week one person doesn't get it. So is that Edward Alvarez? Because you need to confirm. KN6UNE looks like is here. Well, Edwin, you have just won a year subscription to our BridgeCon Plus. Welcome to the community. We look forward to talking to you in there and seeing you over there. There are some exciting conversations. And for the rest of you, please, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe, and you guys become a member of our BridgeCon Plus so you can get exclusive giveaways like our winner here, Richard, who won our 878 UV Plus tonight, UV2 Plus. So please, guys, make sure you sign up for one of our BridgeCon Plus subscriptions here so you can be entered to win next time. And it's only about 50 people every week that are entering. So, you have a really good chance of winning one of these radios. It's right now it's 1 in 50. So, make sure you guys sign up, and if you guys are here, get to that. All right. Again, I just want to thank everyone for coming out this evening and spending time with us. If you guys are liking the content that we're providing, please make sure you guys like and subscribe. And while you're doing that, drop us a comment down below of everything or anything you'd like to see us do in the future. Now, on behalf of Bridgecom Systems, I'm Adam KN6QGV with Jeremy helping me, as always, KD5YUZ. We are signing off 73.